Good evening and welcome to the National Stadium here in Kingston, Jamaica. It's the big game, the one that the Caribbean has been waiting for. It's Jamaica against the Trinidad and Tobago, reggae against the soca. It's the final game on day number 4 of the Concacaf Caribbean Women's Qualifiers. Tonight, one, perhaps two, of the 3 qualifiers to the Concacaf final round on October 4 to 17 in the United States can be decided. The 2 teams are right now in the tunnel along with the officials. Momentarily, they'll be making their way onto this lush green stadium field here in Kingston. A decent-sized crowd is on hand to witness this mother of all Caribbean showdown. It's 7 o'clock dead on here in Kingston, 8 o'clock in the Eastern Caribbean, and at the moment we're hearing the Concacaf anthem. The Bald Boys accompanying the flag that shows the ultimate aim. France 2019, that is where these 2 and 3 others came to Kingston looking for. The journey continues with the Jamaicans to the right of screen in their famous gold. The Trinidad and Tobago team, even though they're nowhere near Port of Spain, are the home team for tonight. They're sporting their traditional red and black. What an interesting showdown we have on the offing. First against second, they both have 6 points. Goal differential is what separates them. They've lined up across the stadium field in front of the main stand and will be pausing for the national anthem of both teams, Trinidad and Tobago against Jamaica. 100% win records from their 2 games so far. Who will blink first? Pause for the Trinidad and Tobago national anthem. And now, the national anthem of Jamaica. Of Jamaica. Before that, the Trinidad and Tobago national anthem, forged from the love of liberty. Good evening to you, Port of Spain. Good evening to you, Kingston. Good evening to you, the wider Caribbean. Thanks so much for joining us for this tantalizing showdown between the 2 powerhouses of Caribbean football, 2 teams who have a huge history in football. Looking at the Trinidad and Tobago starting lineup, at the moment they're showing 2 changes from the team which played their last game. The goalkeeper has been sacrificed, that's Baron, and in her place is Kimiko Forbes. And the other change that they've made is to bring in the number 18, Naomi Guerra. She came on as a substitute in their last game, distinguished herself, and Anton Cornel has given her a start tonight. The Jamaicans are led by Konya Plummer, who wears the number 5, and they're doing the toss to see which captain will decide where she wants to kick first. It looks like the Jamaican captain has won the toss. The exchange of gifts have already been done. Lucilia Venegas out of Mexico will be in charge of the game, and she's working with an experienced cast who've worked at different points in this championship. That's the Jamaican lineup, and they've, 4 changes in the Jamaican lineup. The 2 Swaby sisters are back. Alison and Chantel. Also back in is, of course, Denisha Blackwood and the outstanding Christina Chang, who scored Jamaica's first goal of the tournament against Antigua and Barbuda. They went on to win by 9-0. And the substitutes will be itching to get onto the field tonight, because this is one they all want to partake of. Minutes before we get this sumptuous Caribbean showdown on the way, here under bright lights at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica, where it's approaching 5 minutes past 7 o'clock. So we're dead on. We're scheduled for a 7:06 kickoff, and we're just a minute away from that. The Jamaican striker Khadija Shaw, with 4 goals in the tournament, she clashes tonight with a little dynamo who answers to the name Kayla Taylor. She wears number 12 for Trinidad and Tobago. 5 goals so far in the tournament, the leading scorer. Referee Venegas says, let's play ball, and the Jamaicans have gotten us underway immediately. They're attacking on the left side of the field, and Blackwood early into the action. But this is Trinidad and Tobago. Janine Francois played a wonderful game on Wednesday night, and how she'd love to have a repeat of that. This is Trudy Carter, for many, arguably the best player in the tournament. But then what about Kayla Taylor? That little dynamo of a number 12 was really impressed us with her ability to find the goal. Trinidad and Tobago looking sprightly as well. You expect this kind of a stuff when these 2 teams meet. Long ball played over to Francois. Here's Trinidad and Tobago looking to get onto the score sheet early. Jamaican defense is resolute. Trinidad and Tobago captain was sort of stucking out a boot there. Referee wasn't too happy with it. So Tasha St. Louis was on target for the Trinidad and Tobago team on Wednesday night. Let's have a look at this latest attack here from Trinidad and Tobago. It was dealt with easily and well by the Jamaican defense, but Tasha St. Louis came rushing in, and the referee Venegas, her whistle intervened. We're on 2 minutes, very early in the piece. An expectant crowd inside the stadium. Love to see good football, and they'll appreciate what these 2 teams have to offer. Silver just turning the ball back. Goalkeeper Schneider, in their 2 previous games, barely had a touch of the football. So efficient were the Jamaicans. She didn't get a chance to have a look in, but tonight you suspect that she will be seeing a lot more of it. Throwing to Trinidad and Tobago on the near side. A draw will take both of them through to the USA in October. Francois. Taylor trying to apply some pressure. Silva. Interception there partially by Francois. Trinidad and Tobago number 10 player is down, injured. Tasha St. Louis, the captain. Referee Venegas has come across to have a look at the lanky Trinidad and Tobago leader. Let's have a look at it. Some midfield tussle there. And it came out worse for wear. Standing in close touch is Kenya Codner. Also there is Karen Forbes, who has some really good long-range passes in those feet of hers. She's sporting a kinesia tape on the left hamstring at the back of it. It's clearly visible. And a piece on the front as well. It's been a feature of some of these players in this championship since it started last Saturday. So Kayla Taylor and Codner involved in a thought process here, trying to work out how they're going to be interchanging and how they're going to try to attack this Jamaican defense. They're two gifted football players. Codner in particular has some real good touches. Kayla Taylor has one job on the field, and that's to find the net, and she does it better than anybody else in this tournament. She's done it on 5 occasions, including a hat-trick in the opening game. So the captain will be taken off on a stretcher. Hopefully she'll be okay, and will return to action to lead her troops in short staff. Having a chat with the medical staff of the Trinidad and Tobago team. It's never a good sign when players are taken away and their hands or hand spread over their faces. It tells you that it's not as easy as it looks. But let's hope she's well and gets back into the action. This is Francois. First touch wasn't the greatest. Give the Jamaicans a look. Here's Forbes with another of her long passes. That one went astray. Alison Swaby, sister Chantel, who is the number 4. Both of them were rested for the game against Bermuda. They're back. Here's Captain Plummer. 1 goal so far in the tournament. Jamaicans making slow progress in the middle of the park. Christina Chang. Pass intended there for Silva. Overhit. Silva has a reputation to be up and down the channel. Tireless worker for the Jamaican team. Coach Anton Cornell is getting the attention of Janelle Cunningham. Maybe a bit of paper, which is perfectly legal. Maybe a change in strategy. Maybe he has spotted something that has piqued his interest, and he says, you know what, let's do this instead of that. Marlo Sweatman. Silva. Trinidad and Tobago team is backing off a bit. Now Forbes tries to advance and put a bit of pressure on the Jamaican number 6, Christina Chang. Captain Plummer sprays a long pass. Trudy Carter was the target, and Carter acknowledging the pass, at least the effort. And the Trinidad and Tobago captain will take no further part in the game. Unfortunate it is. Her place has been taken by Liana Hines. Hines was in good form on Wednesday as well, so an equally good player, but it's really, really a sorry sight for Trinidad and Tobago that they've lost their captain. It's football. That's how the sport goes sometimes. And apparently what the coach did just now was to hand the captain's armband to Janelle Cunningham. I thought it was a piece of paper, but it was actually the captain's armband. Clearly he knew before that the captain wouldn't be coming back. Trudy Carter getting the ball in. Francois was there to clean up the mess for Trinidad and Tobago. This is Codner. Slow the pace of the game down. Codner trying to take on 3 Jamaicans, doing well. Still Codner. Been a bit too smart for her own good. Losing possession, and it has allowed the Jamaicans to stream forward. Here they come. This is Denisha Blackwood. The ball played into Black and the Jamaicans. Oh well, the flag up. Khadija Shaw thought she had scored her 5th goal of the tournament, but she did the right thing. She looked across to the assistant referee before wheeling away in celebration, just to make sure. And just now, she looked across to her disappointment. The flag was up. Here's Plummer. Kane Shaw. Very good interception there from Plummer, from Cunningham, pardon me. This is Chang. Gives the ball away. This is Kayla Taylor, her first touch of the football, but she doesn't need a great deal of touches. This is easily the sternest test these 2 teams will face, and it happens to come against each other. It's a good game developing. It's simmering. Has the potential to be a blockbuster. Bragging rights and all. I did tell you a draw would do it for both teams. No such thing when Trinidad and Tobago plays Jamaica. ladies from the Twin Island Republic want to win, and the ladies from the land of wood and water similarly. Shaw missing that header. Here's Aaron King. It's been a rock in the back there for Trinidad and Tobago. She's not put a foot wrong all tournament, Aaron King. Alison Swaby, the long pass. Trudy Carter has been pretty quiet since the start of this game. She's made 1 or 2 long runs already, but nothing to really alarm the Trinidad and Tobago defense. This is Kayla Taylor. Here she is, looking for an opening goal. What a brilliant goal! I told you about this little dynamo. She is just peerless inside Jamaica's National Stadium. 6 goals, what a wonderful effort. And the ladies from the Twin Island Republic are up and running, and no prize for telling Kayla Taylor, the leading goal scorer. She has not had a great deal of touches since the start of the game, but I did say she didn't need a lot. She just needs to get sight of the goal, and then the goalkeepers are in trouble. And just now, Sydney Schneider paid dearly from this little magical player. What a goal from Kayla Taylor. She set the standards in the opening game, and she continues to do so. Trinidad and Tobago with a 1-0 lead after 10 minutes in the game. For the first time in the tournament, Jamaica not only conceding for the first, well, clearly the first time they're trailing, and they're looking to hit back almost immediately. Another dangerous player, Khadija Shaw, second in the goal scoring table with 4 goals. She came in with 4, Taylor with 5, and Taylor has just produced a bit of magic. I'm sure the Jamaican players would have known about her. This is Denisha Blackwood, trying to give the Trinidad defense the run around. Good tackle there coming in from Patrice Superville. Let's see how the Jamaicans respond to being behind. They're in uncharted territory. They're not used to this. But they're up against an opposition like none other that they've faced so far in this tournament. Effort there from Marlo Sweatman. And this morning when we woke up and you went on social media, one of the things that you saw was happy independence from Trinidad, for Trinidad and Tobago. We saw one from the Bahamas, someone from Canada was saying happy independence. And I tell you what, Trinidad and Tobago, on the night of their independence, running the show in Kingston. What a present it would be if they should go on to take down the Jamaican team. Jamaicans had their Independence Day celebration August 6th, somewhere away. So both got independence in the same month of the same year, 1962. But what we do know is that they got independence in the same month, not necessarily the same year. But let's not complicate it. It's Trinidad and Tobago's Independence Day, and they've taken the lead in the country, depending on these ladies to bring home the bacon. They've done the first part of the business. Iron King throwing to Jamaica on the near side. Silver has the duty to effect this throw. She has Shaw in front of her. There's also Blackwood. She uses the outlet. That's Shaw. And it is games like these you suddenly look at the game clock and it just ticks away quickly because you're enjoying it so much. Christina Chang. A flick on header there by Shaw. Silver. So Jamaica stringing their passes together. The first touch of Chang wasn't the greatest and it allowed Codner, a piece of the football, but the Jamaicans are back in possession. Swaby to her captain Plummer. Cut out behind. Forbes is standing in close proximity. She's not brought into the action. And Tobago giving the ball away to Plummer, Jamaican captain, who picks out Carter. Trudy Carter for Jamaica. 1 or 2 step overs. Still Carter goes for the shot. The shot charged down by Naomi Gorea. Hodner turns beautifully and looks to get Kayla Taylor on the way. Captain Plummer has gone across to confront her. Does a good job in keeping out the talismanic Trinidad and Tobago striker. Well, the Soca Princesses back in possession. Good first touch from Codner. Francois allows the ball to just trickle on her right leg, and she gets a good cross. Shot there from Guerra. Lacking in pace and power. Sydney Schneider, the Jamaican goalkeeper, saw the back of her net bulged, but it actually hit into the side, inside, and then into the back of the net. It was just a wonderful goal from Kayla Taylor. And she packs a great deal of power in those legs of hers. You just never know by looking at them. Carter for Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago defense has stood firm so far. King with another clearance. Kayla Taylor. It's now with Schneider. So winning the opening game 3-2 Trinidad and Tobago over Cuba. It was a tough game for them. They came through eventually. Then Tegan Barbuda was swept aside. Here's Khadija Shaw taking down nicely on the test. Still Khadija Shaw. And the goalkeeper left in no man's land. The defense of Trinidad and Tobago scrambling to get this one away. Here's Blackwood. Jamaica still in the danger area. Chang. Good work there by King. Trinidad and Tobago now can get this one away through Kenya Codner. Kicked over in front of referee Vinny Gas. Free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. Their game plan is simple: stay compact. Janelle Cato beckoning our players to close in on the dangerous areas going forward. Forbes is close by, but she's gonna go long. Well, no, she uses Forbes. Forbes can't help herself but to go long. She deals only in those long passes. For the first time this tournament, the Jamaican team look unsettled. Superville. Patrice Variety. This is Silva with the header. Nice backheel flip there. Codner getting away in the area. Getting the better of the Jamaican captain, Codner. And shoulder to shoulder, bicep to bicep. Upper body strength of the Jamaican captain prevailed in the end. But Codner did well with that 1-2 link up there with Kayla Taylor. They work so well together. And one moment Taylor is on the right, the next she's on the left. And that's what's unsettling the Jamaican defense. They can't keep track of these two. Taylor is the target. Jamaican Swaby has got to get the ball away. He looked over her right shoulders. Steering her down was Kayla Taylor. It's wonderful football player is this? Kayla Taylor. Guerra. It's left to right fullback position to come and effect this throw for Trinidad and Tobago. There's a diamond in the middle for Trinidad and Tobago, even though they're attacking at the moment. But they're set up defensively. They've not committed too many players into the 18-yard area, 3 of them, but there are 3 lurking just across the D. So it's kind of difficult to get the ball past those 3. And if you do, there's another 3 down further closer to the defensive area. It does seem as if they've got their tactic right, Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaicans have had quite a few looks at the Trinidad and Tobago goal, to be fair. Yet to make one count. We're in minute 20 of this Caribbean Titanic clash on the ladies' side. Hodner, very skillful player, but again guilty of holding on to the ball for just too long. Here's Blackwood getting away in the area, coming across his Guerra. She defeated Guerra. Couldn't pass Cunningham, who now has the captain's armband. If you're just joining us, Trinidad and Tobago lost their captain, Tasha St. Louis. She's involved in a tackle. About 10th, maybe the 9th minute of play. She was replaced by Liana Hine. Plummer. Kimika Forbes in the Trinidad and Tobago goal. Pretty watchful. Gets a start over Zondra Barron. Cato. Throw to Trinidad and Tobago over on the far side. Taking their own sweet little time to make their way into the Jamaican half of the field. Cato with the throw. Now Jamaica gets possession. Chan. Turns. She has Blackwood to her left. No, the ball is eventually with Blackwood via Silva. Still Blackwood looking for passing options. None available. Trinidad and Tobago defense just caved in and made it impossible for her to see any one of her teammates. Taylor operating as a lone striker at the moment. Not too far away though, or never too far away. Her partner in crime, Kenya Codner. Carter for Jamaica. Sweatman. Forced back. He's Captain Plummer. Swaby of the Addison variety. Silva. So Jamaica putting their passes together. Now they've entered into the Trinidad and Tobago half of the field. Asher. Blackwood. Good cross is needed. Takes a deflection off Guerra. Forbes just falling down on this one with Blackwood right in her face. Defeat for either team will send them to the final day of competition to confirm their place. Because Cuba also has 6 points, and Bermuda, with the victory tonight, has moved on to 3 with Trinidad and Tobago to play. Kayla Taylor under a bit of pressure, asking the referee for protection. Cardner telling her to cool it down, and the referee Venegas has pulled her aside to have a chat with her. Cardner is saying, just listen, just listen. You don't have to reply. She's in charge. Doesn't prevent the player, though, from respectfully saying to the referee, I need a bit of protection. Free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. Forbes is standing over it. She's got power in that right foot. Referee Venegas says, listen, I'm going to turn my back to make sure the wall is 10 yards back. Please play the whistle. And now the wall follows the referee. They'll stop where she stops. Two-man wall constructed here by the Jamaicans. Chang, Carter, Sweatman has joined it. What will Forbes do? Schneider await this delivery from Forbes. Direct shots and goal, and Schneider can't handle it. She's given up a corner. This is Hines. Came on as a second half, came on as a substitute for her captain. Looking for an in-swinger. Found the head there of Guerra. And it's a goal kick to Jamaica, even though Taylor thought otherwise. So we're on 25 minutes. And it was 11 minutes to go. Trinidad and Tobago took the lead with that brilliant goal from the tournament's leading scorer. It was Kayla Taylor's 6th. She scored in every game that she's played in. 3 against Cuba. In fact, all 3 against Cuba. She got 2 against Antigua and Barbuda. And so far, she's got the lone one in this game so far. Khadija Shaw being frustrated. Here's Guerra. Jamaicans now having to build from the back. The tireless working Captain Plummer. Cunningham intercepts. And now King will get this away. This is silver for Jamaica. Finds Shaw with it back to goal. Carter is available. Kick down in front of the referee. Free kick. Shaw tries to turn. Cunningham. It's right on her. Marlo Sweatman surveying her options. Trinidad and Tobago defense watertight so far. Sweatman looking for Blackwood. Blackwood at a chance! And from close range, she missed the target. Under pressure from Forbes. So Jamaica coming close there to restoring parity. It's a nicely floated ball into the area. Cunningham played it onto the Jamaican Blackwood. And from just about 7 or so yards, she headed over. Asher. It's been a bit quiet since the start of this game. Normally a dominant midfielder. Forbes spills that one. Well, took a turn as it approached her. Clearly, the curve deceived her. All's well that ends well. She took it the second time of asking. There was no Jamaican lurking in that area. So it was a long-range effort. Asher. Nice through ball to Carter. Carter darts toward the 18-yard area. Still not able to free herself of these Trinidad and Tobago defenders. Hines is the latest on her. He plays it in. Blackwood! Shaw! Trinidad and Tobago survives again. So the Jamaicans have increased the intensity of their game, and they're finding spaces in the Trinidad and Tobago 18-yard area with a bit more regularity. So low, weak shot there from Blackwood, and an even weaker one from Shaw, who in fairness was falling over while effecting that shot. So Forbes is favoring the left side of her face, is it? Sasha Ferreira, the doctor in the Trinidad and Tobago squad, has gone over to have a look at Forbes. In the meantime, the referee is taking a flag over to her assistant. She needed a new one. So Dr. Ferreira. So Forbes is okay now and ready to resume the battle for her country, which is celebrating their independence today. We're on the half-hour mark. And the home team has found itself behind. Now we get the restart. It's Jamaica's possession. Schneider is forced to leave her goal to keep out the onrushing Gardner. Throw into over on the far side to Trinidad and Tobago. Gardner, 3 Jamaicans around her. She manages to get the cross. There's no one. It's a Jamaican throw. Blackwood has come deep for it. Chang in the middle of the park for Jamaica. She has Silver to her left. She also has Blackwood in close proximity. Neither outlet used. Ball running all the way along the ground to the Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper. So yes, Trinidad and Tobago got their independence in 1962, just like Jamaica. August 31. So it was just days apart that the countries became independent. Janelle Cato with the throw. Cudner losing possession to Trudy Carter. Carter darts forward for Jamaica. Blackwood. Ball played behind her, or she overran the ball. She gets the possession back though, and returns a pass to Trudy Carter, who's now operating on the left. Went for a speculative shot there. Trudy Carter didn't come off. So the Jamaican coaching staff switching things up. Moved Carter. So the left side of the field. Just was wondering if it was a temporary move for that attack only, but she's stationary on the left still. Swaby. Addison, that is. Jamaicans have been flawless in their 2 games, racking up a total of 13 goals. 9 against Antigua and Barbuda. The other 4 came against Bermuda. Trinidad and Tobago, if you're to go by the live table, will be leading the group. The game is still in progress, so they are second on goal difference behind Jamaica in the table coming into this game. So the vuvuzelas going off in the stands. The local fans trying to urge their team on. There's Khadija Shaw. Francois. Chang for Jamaica. Now Silva. Clearance by Hines. Taylor operating as a lone striker. Easy pickings for the Trinidad and Tobago defense again. So Trinidad and Tobago, almost like going route 1. Whenever they get the ball in the middle of the park, except for the odd occasion, they strike it long, looking for Kayla Taylor or Kenya Cardona to run onto it. Referee Venegas having a chat there with Blackwood. Blackwood showed her disgust when the free kick was awarded to Trinidad and Tobago and flashed her hand. That's the reason referee Venegas called her back. Have a chat with her. Kato, a long floating ball. This is Taylor. 2 Jamaican defenders on her. She's still managing to keep possession of the football. Guerra. Shaw has come deep for it. She's played it through the Carter, or hit her hand on her way. Very speedy player is Carter. There she is. And King went across to confront her. So instead of darting down the left and right channels, it seems as if Carter has been given an instruction to run at the heart of the Trinidad defense from the midfield. The coach is switching things up, trying to see what works best for him. Working with the system that suits him and not necessarily the one that he came into the game with. Here's Carter finding herself again in the center of the midfield. Says Chantal Swaby. Needs a good cross. And it was Cunningham who saved the day for Trinidad and Tobago. Good work down the right there by Chantal Swaby, warding off 3 Trinidad and Tobago players, managing to get in a very good cross. It was low, and it was heading for Khadija Shaw, but for the telescopic right foot of Cunningham. Now Trinidad has to defend against this Jamaican corner. Missing all and sundry. Trinidad will settle for a throw. Naomi Guerra. This is Superville. Bright pink boots. Easily visible. Shining as brightly as the bulbs inside National Stadium, the towers, the 4 huge towers. Corners of the stadium. So the 2 captains are operating from central defense. King inheriting the captain's armband. Her leader, Tasha St. Louis, injured, taking no further part in this game. Hope she's okay and well enough to be available for their final game on Sunday when they take on Bermuda. This is Chang. Still Chang. Now she goes aerial. There's Julie Carter, crowd asking her to strike. This is Blackwood. She was trying to tee up for Khadija Shaw. The frustration showing the Jamaicans. Carter and Blackwood having a go at each other. So we're into the last 5 minutes of the first half, plus time to be added for stoppages. Naomi Guerra battling the 2 Jamaicans in the middle of the park. Chan looking there for Blackwood. Codner. Lightning quick. Game so far has lived up to its billing. Here's Khadija Shaw! And again Forbes pulled off a wonderful save. She stuck with Shaw. And the moment the Jamaican striker pulled the trigger, Forbes was there to effect another good save for the Twin Island Republic. This is Chang. Jamaicans are getting close. So Forbes repaying the coach's faith in her. Let's have a look at this. This is Silva with a long pass in the area. Shaw just pushing King aside. And Forbes was there to rescue the Trinidad and Tobago team. More pressure on the Jamaicans, forcing them to giving up another throw. 3 minutes before the half. Codner trying to skip past Silva. 2 speed merchants clashing. Trinidad and Tobago is playing a brilliant strategic game. They've got their tactic right. Suffocated the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans passing, fluid passing game is not in evidence tonight. And Cunningham falling over while getting that left-footed effort towards the Jamaican goal, and Schneider, easy take for her. There are times when, to be fair, the Jamaicans seem as if they've run out of ideas whenever they get close to the final third. Free kick to Jamaica. Cato contesting her innocence. And Hines. You notice with the Trinidad and Tobago players, ever so often you see them run to each other. Look at this. Hines having a chat So they're trying to make sure that things are working the way they've planned. The referee says too close for comfort. Away by the Trinidad and Tobago defense. No corner. Streams forward, looking for Hines. A brilliant ball played inside. A chance for Trinidad and Tobago. The first touch was just too heavy, and it allowed Schneider a sniff, and that was good enough for her. But that was a wonderful pass from Kenya Cardner. And an equally good run from Hines. Good all-around play from Trinidad and Tobago. Good move by Blackwood. Did she miss the opportunity to get the cross in? You want to think so. You want to think so. Really, she should have gotten it in the moment she got rid of the Trinidad and Tobago defender. Luckily for Jamaica, they've got that possession. We're into the 45th minute of this game. And the name Kayla Taylor is what's on everybody's score sheet right now, because she provided the magical play. Minute number 14, so we'll play 2 minutes of added time. Plummer, tireless. Shaw. Plummer. Carter! The referee has looked across to her assistant, asking, did Forbes touch that? The answer is no, she didn't. So it's not a corner. Instead, a goal kick to Trinidad and Tobago. Good link-up play there by the Jamaicans. Shaw. Trinidad and Tobago defense was caught out on that bit of clever play from Shaw. Carter missing by inches. And at the break, we'll have a discussion, a halftime show of Video Ramphal over there in Port of Spain. We'll be picking it up at the break to chat about what he has seen. First 45 minutes of the game, so stay tuned for that. So we're playing out the remaining seconds of this first half. A first half in which Trinidad and Tobago impose themselves on the Jamaicans. Let's take the Jamaicans out of their usual free-flowing passing game, resorting to long-range efforts. This is Cardner. Effort that trickles past Schneider. She had it covered. So just seconds away from halftime, referee Vinegar puts her whistle to her mouth, and she tells the sets of teams to head back to their dressing room, because that's the end of the first half. Trinidad and Tobago leading by a goal to nil, and they're good value for this lead. They've been the dominant team in this game. And Kayla Taylor with her 6th of the campaign. There she is. It was a wonderful strike. Not seen a great deal of her in this game, but that's what we've become so used to since the start of this campaign. She pops up when it matters, and her name is the one that's gone up in lights for the first half, because she has provided the moment that has separated these teams as they head to their respective dressing rooms. We're going to go for a break with Trinidad and Tobago leading Jamaica by 1-0. Welcome back to the National Stadium here in Kingston, Jamaica. And Trinidad and Tobago leading this contest by 1-0 over Jamaica. And the Jamaicans have made a substitution. They've brought on Judy Brown. And trying to tell you who was a player who was substituted. But Brown is on the field. Denisha Blackwood is the player who was taken out. So, one substitution apiece. Trinidad and Tobago's substitution was forced upon them through the injury to their captain, Tasha St. Louis. So, referee Venegas. Trinidad and Tobago will get us on the way for this, the second half. And the goal scorer, Kayla Taylor. So we'll get the restart with Trinidad and Tobago immediately on the attack. Cato. Cardinal battling there with Chantal Swady. Taylor running dangerously, menacingly towards Schneider's goal. Holding on to her back of her left hamstring. That's not a good sign for Trinidad and Tobago, you know. She's not looking good, Kayla Taylor. Throw into Jamaica. Captain Plummer, her effort was charged down. Taylor working again in tandem here with Cardner. Chang. Chantal Swady with a Jamaican throw. Sweatman. Now Alison Swady motors forward for Jamaica. Pass cut out by Guerra. Jamaicans stringing their passes together, looking for an opening. No doubt looking for an early restoration of parity and the scoreline. Goalkeeper Forbes advances. She was caught in mid-air. She had two defenders there to bail her out. One of them, Cato. Forbes' judgment called into question just now. It's a rule in football. It's a rule amongst goalkeepers. If you're not sure, don't leave. Got to be at the very least 99% sure that you have this ball. If not, just stay back. And look at this. She was caught in no man's land. Just heading behind for a corner. And Cato bailed her out. So Forbes pulled up Cunningham and left her. Only to look around again to see her flatten her back. To see if she's badly hurt. Witnessed something similar in the opening game between Antigua and Barbuda and Bermuda. Brittany Edwards from Antigua and Barbuda. Let's have a look at this ball that was swung tantalizingly in the area. Forbes left her line almost and ran into the back of her teammate, so she was the one responsible for the injury to Cunningham. Both of them trying to do the business for Trinidad and Tobago. Doctor from the Trinidad and Tobago team, Sasha Farrier. They need a neck brace. That's the indication. Here's another look at it. So Silver swung it in, skimming off the shoulders of Francois. You'll see Forbes now in your picture. Both of them trying to stop Asher from getting this one, and got into each other's way. And Cunningham suffering as a result. She needs a neck brace, and if she needs a neck brace, it's going to be almost impossible for her to continue in this game. She's able to move it, but will she be when she is standing? Or better yet, when she's moving. So they need the neck brace. They called for it, and then there was a discussion as to whether they really should have it on the field. So they're placing her neck in the neck brace, and then probably putting her on, not probably, definitely putting her on the stretcher as well. So it does seem as if Trinidad and Tobago will be forced into another change, but that's secondary. The health of Cunningham and the well-being of same is the important thing right now. The players gathered, having a chat about it, hoping for the best for their teammate. And a team of two doctors on the Trinidad and Tobago team are out there monitoring things. And of course, representatives from the local ambulance service is there as well as the volunteers. So we're waiting to see the outcome of this small operation, on-field operation, as they try to get Cunningham's neck into the brace and then ultimately get her on the stretcher. Now they're gently easing her onto the stretcher, and now they can take her away for further treatment. It's always sad to see incidents like these. I mean, they do happen. It's football, and a substitution will be made very shortly. And for Trinidad and Tobago, it will be Rhea Belgrave who will replace her. So a lengthy stoppage here as they try to sort out the situation as it regards Cunningham, and they're taking their very own sweet time to deal with this. There's no rush. Too delicate a matter for them to rush, and you just never like to see this. It's the unfortunate reality of sports. So if you're joining us for the first time and wondering what you're seeing, there's a Trinidad and Tobago defender taking it away now. Janelle Cunningham. Now taking it away. So this is Rhea. Rhea Belgrave will be going on as soon as the volunteers are off the field with the injured Janelle Cunningham. After that long, have a look at it again. This is what happened. Goalkeeper inadvertently running into the back of the player, her own teammate. but both were going for the ball. And as I say, these things do happen. Let's hope she makes a quick recovery, right? Let's get back to the action. Hines. Under pressure there from Chantel Swaby. Sweatman for Jamaica. So the teams will now try to settle back into the pattern that they were at the time of the stoppage. It's a nice exchange. The teams taking turns to attack. Sweatman. Jamaica making progress here with Chantel Swaby. This is a substitute, Judy Brown. Nice give and go. A chance for Brown. And Forbes. He's been competent in the main tonight. There's no devil in this shot, to be fair. But she still had to do the work. Chan. Sweatman. Brown. Judy Brown. That one was aimed for Trudy Carter. Some wonderful defending there from Patrice Superville. Jamaica tried again and found in the way. Forbes. Happy to get the game restarted very quickly, Forbes. There's a Jamaican captain Plummer. Overhit. It's Trinidad and Tobago's ball. She hails from a parish in Jamaica called Sintan. There's also Sintan in Trinidad and Tobago. It's in the direction of Cascadia. Alison Swaby for Jamaica. Chang. So the Jamaicans just stroking around the ball in the middle of the park. Not making any great progress at the moment. Now Plummer takes it up and decides to have a go. She picks out Chang. Chang gives it away to Francois. The Jamaicans come again. And again, the Trinidad and Tobago defense is resolute. Asher, the latest to try. She, like the others, met with strong resistance. So a clash of tactics. The Trinidad and Tobago tactic is playing out much the better tonight. So far, Jamaicans are trying to find. We're running away from Carter again. Well, she was in an offside position. So the Jamaicans still trying to find the combination that will pull this Trinidad and Tobago lock. They've tried so many different ones. They're yet to find the right one, though. Belgrave getting her first touch of the ball since coming on as a substitute, replacing her injured teammate Janelle Cunningham. Shaw didn't inspire confidence with that run. It's almost as if she thought about it, then decided against it, and thought about it again. The dimension of attack for the Jamaicans. So over on the left with Alison Swaby. Carter. There's Chantal Swaby on the right. Again, a wayward pass. Forbes just allowing it to run behind to eat up a few more seconds. Approaching the hour mark. Remind you though, we had a stoppage that lasted about 5 or so minutes. So that must be taken into consideration. But we're approaching the hour mark in this game. This is Hines for Trinidad and Tobago. Cardner getting by the Jamaican captain. Still Cardner, a nice turn of foot. And the pace proving too much for the Jamaican captain, who eventually got back and did the cleanup job. Carter. Again, the pass is just not falling for the Jamaicans tonight. They're normally a more fluid, smooth moving team. They've got to give this Trinidad and Tobago team a great deal of credit for taking the Jamaicans off their game and imposing their own. Belgrave. This is Cato. Hines is right there with her. She elects to play it across to Cardner. Cardner will go for the shot. Free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. A yellow card. And it will go to the Jamaican defender, Alison Swaby. Francois was a Trinidad and Tobago player on the end of that tackle. Yes, no question about that. That was deliberate. She had the look of guilt the moment she turned around, Alison Swaby. So a free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. Now they're throwing players forward. It will be Karen Forbes who will go for it. Cristiano Ronaldo style. 4 steps backward. In the meantime, the Jamaicans are getting ready for another substitution. That will have to wait for this Trinidad and Tobago free kick to be struck from the right. Karen Forbes standing over it. Nice and floated in. Khadija Shaw, you believe it, the striker is back there helping out in defense. And now the substitution can be made. Giselle Washington scored a beautiful goal on Wednesday night. Well, actually on Monday night. She's going to go on. And off comes Christina Chang. Christina Chang scored Jamaica's first goal in these championships from the spot against Antigua and Barbuda in that 9-0 thrashing. And now Giselle Washington has made her way onto the field. Washington, a midfielder, so it's a straight swap for the Jamaicans. Fresh pair of legs. Reacting to Trinidad and Tobago bringing on of Belgrade, even if it was a forced substitution. Long ball that will run all the way along the ground to the Trinidad and Tobago goalkeeper Forbes. Crowd becoming a bit restless. Some partisan crowd. So you'd expect them to want the Jamaicans to win. That's why they're trying to urge them on with everything they can, including that good old vuvuzela, which came to world prominence in 2010 at the World Cup, the first and only World Cup ever to be staged in Africa, where the Spanish team won their first world title. This is Asha. Brown gets a return pass, Asha. Washington. Now Silva. Jamaicans using up the width of the field. And now truly Carter is in on. And as you see at the bottom of your screen, assistant referee's flag is up, to the disappointment of the crowd. Carter not having the kind of game that we've become accustomed to seeing her. Cardner looking for Kayla Taylor. Taylor remonstrating with Cardner. Oh, Asher. Francois almost got a piece of it. Belgrave giving possession away. Needlessly, that is. Here come the Jamaicans once more. This is truly Carter. Still Carter. She wants a shot for herself. And that was a shot gone bad. It wasn't a pass. Ball is still alive. Much has been made of this Jamaican team, and the public has started to become acquainted with them, even falling in love with them. They represent a glimmer of hope for women's football as far as Jamaica is concerned on the global stage. Here they are battling their Caribbean rivals, Trinidad and Tobago. This is Carter suddenly appearing on the right channel. Again, she showed a bit too much of that football to Kato. And rushing Chantel Swaby with that shot. It took a deflection off a Trinidad and Tobago player. So Jamaica has a corner to be struck from the far side. Marlo Sweatman will take this one from the far side. 5 yellow shirts inside the box, lurking just on the edge. It's another header, flashing past the left up right. That one coming from Alison Swaby, who was shown the yellow card a couple of minutes ago. She did well to get that header off. There were 2 Trinidad and Tobago players who were just in front of her. She was lacking in direction simply because she was under pressure. We've not seen Taylor so far in this half, but let's be reminded that this is her game. She's so far the difference maker. Trinidad and Tobago beat Jamaica in a Caribbean final some years ago. I'm sure they'll remember that. If not these sets of players, then others will remember it in Trinidad and Tobago. Results between these countries are not things you forget. Argentina and Brazil have their own record of how matches between the countries have gone. So it makes no sense a Brazilian telling Argentina what the record is. The Argentine has his own record and vice versa. Not saying it's the same between Trinidad and Jamaica. I'm just saying you don't forget results when you're on one side or the other. It's a corner, a near-sided corner for Jamaica. And Silver has come down to take this one. Jamaica looking to restore parity. We're entering minute number 70. Forbes watching, then she goes back. And the chance! Goal for Washington! Giselle Washington has finally restored parity for Jamaica. She's on the field, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And she was there to stab it into the back of the net. And Jamaica are back on level terms on minute number 70. Giselle Washington, she scored on Monday, and she scored again on Friday. Jamaica won, Trinidad and Tobago won. So this is the corner. That's his Forbes. Backtracks. A header over by Shaw. Partial clearance by King. Right onto the boot of Washington. This is Shaw. Suddenly the Jamaicans have a taste for it. Captain Plummer. No, Carter. They've been urged on by the fans. Carter falling over in the box. In fact, she's been booked for simulation. Fans shouting for a penalty. Only to see referee Venega flashing the yellow card. We'll hopefully have a chance to see it again. Now, judge for yourself. Yes. And no contact whatsoever. Just trying to trick the referee into getting a penalty. The referee did the right thing. So having conceded, let's see how the Trinidad and Tobago team go on from here. Because truth be told, aside of 1 or 2 opportunities that the Jamaicans managed to carve out, the Trinidad have been generally untroubled. Here's Cardinal, kicked over by the captain, who will get a yellow card for her troubles. Free kick to be taken from an angle. This is it. Yeah, she was well beaten. Cardinal was on her way. And Plummer brought her down. Does she have the skill to bend this into the back of the net? Or will she go where her teammates are lined up on the edge of the 18-yard area? Maybe she'd go for it. Let's see what Karen Forbes will do with this free kick. Tries to play it in for one of her teammates. This is the goal for Jamaica. Goalkeeper Forbes thought about going, then she backtracked, and Karen King, in trying to clear the ball away, succeeded only in placing it in the pathway of Giselle Washington. And Washington was only too happy to wrap that right leg around it and placed it firmly in the back of the net. There's your goal scorer. Sweatman almost caught in possession. Playing around with fire there, Marlo Sweatman. Should be Forbes' ball. lines. Boxed it by the two Jamaicans. Both sets of players appealing for the throw. Jamaicans have won on that occasion. No need to appeal for this one. Evidence is clear. Substitution, another one, will be made by Jamaica. In the meantime, we continue with the action. It's another throw to Jamaica, is it? Yes, it is. So a substitution will be made shortly. Torian and Patterson will be coming on. Shaw. An attempt to keep it in. It's a good old-fashioned wild swing of the ball across the face of the goal. Superville gets it away. Now the referee will allow for the substitution, and it will be Dominique Fieza who's coming on, and she takes the place of Chantal Swaby. So Dominique Faza is on in place of Chantal Swaby. The minutes are ticking away, and the teams are locked up at one apiece. If it stays this way, both will advance, and Jamaica will remain at the top of the group. Carter. Good interception there by King. This is Francois. Gardner. Looking for Taylor. But Alison Swaby in the way. They try again, Trinidad and Tobago. Taylor, good control. Good tackle as well from Silva. They know the danger that Taylor poses. Took no chances at all. Look at this. But she cushioned it, not only allowed it to just fall on her right foot. She pushed it off while almost killing it dead. Very skillful player, very close skills, good close skills. So Trinidad and Tobago corner, and Schneider, easy take for her. The lanky Jamaican goalkeeper. So Jamaica attacking down the left. Khadija Shaw is offside for years. She's got to do better at watching the line. She's caught in a situation like this just too often. As a striker, that's one of the things that you do, especially when a team is pushing up its defensive unit. Now Carter for Jamaica, giving chase his forwards. Ball played into Shaw. Still Shaw. The ball has gone over the line. Jamaica leads by 2 goals to 1. Khadija Shaw finally gets one over the line, and the Jamaicans have taken the lead on minute 79. They lead by 2 goals to 1. Khadija Shaw with her 5th goal of the campaign. Got the celebration to match. So Trinidad and Tobago, having taken the lead, are now trailing. A defeat for them would mean they go into the final day needing a draw against Bermuda to advance. They've still got a decent portion of time left in this game to get back on level terms. We know they are capable of so doing. But the Jamaicans, buoyed by that second goal, confidence is sky high, and Carter going for another shot. Goalkeeper spills it. But gathered it the second time of asking. So the crowd in their back. The Jamaicans are now looking to pile on more misery on this Trinidad and Tobago team. They went into the break trailing by a 0-0. Khadija Shaw rounded goalkeeper Forbes, and a desperate lunge on the ball had gone over the line before the Trinidad and Tobago defense made contact with it. Hence the Jamaicans are leading this contest by 2-1. Here's Sweatman. Francois takes it up for Trinidad and Tobago. She has Taylor ahead of her. Free kick to Trinidad and Tobago. It's the night of their independence. 56th independence celebration. Referee says to Taylor, play the whistle. She can't be going for a direct shot and goal. You'd have expected to see her waiting on the delivery instead of sending in the delivery. Yes, she did go for it direct. So Schneider spotting the ball. Referee having a chat with Karen Forbes. Jamaica in possession once more. They go forward. Carter chasing one quick tackle. Lost cause. So we're inside the last 10 minutes of this game. We keep reminding you, a stoppage that lasted close to 5 minutes. And this is the Jamaican go-ahead goal. First touch wasn't favorably, but she did well to keep it under control. Look at this touch, right there. It got away from her, but not by far. And that she managed to keep control of the ball, then managed to get the shot off. Was to her credit. And she's fighting off Guerra. And the ball played in. A chance here for Jamaica. Brown. But Forbes got there just ahead of her. Referee says she wants to have a chat with young Brown. Did she follow through? Perhaps that's what the referee is having a chat with her about. If we get an opportunity to see that again, then we'll make a more informed comment on that. But it did seem as if she followed through. Here it is. Let's see. So here it is. Forbes, she got there. Yes, she did follow through with the elbow. It's Jamaica's free kick. They're leading by 2-1 from 1-0 down in the first half to 2-1 up. Just about 6 minutes of normal time, and I reckon could see 5 or 6 minutes of added time as well. So still lots of football to be played. Jamaica looking the stronger in these latter stages. Carter playing to the gallery and losing the football. Fortunately for her, she got it back. This is Washington, who got the equalizing goal for Jamaica. Taylor. Cut out there by Captain Plummer. And this allows Jamaica to start a new attack. It's a cool evening here in Jamaica. It's approaching 9 o'clock local time. So we've got one more match day to go, and that will come your way on Sunday. It will be Trinidad and Tobago against Bermuda at 3, Jamaica against Cuba at 6 o'clock. And those times are local times, so you add an hour if you're in the Eastern Caribbean. Let's have a look at this bit of showmanship from Carter, which he brought a bit of a cheer from the crowd. Forbes. Francois. Gardner in the offside position. Four minutes left in the game. And Marla Sweatman takes Jamaica forward yet again. The Jamaicans have turned this game around. Yes, they've conceded their first goal in the tournament. But they now have the whip hand. And as I say, look, much the stronger in these latter stages. And because it's been a fast-paced game, fitness oftentimes make the difference at this stage of the game. Here's Silva. No question about her fitness. This is Shaw. Still Shaw. Now she wants to play the role of provider. Trinidad and Tobago defense will have none of it. Belgrade getting it away. Carter gets it back. Now trying to hold off Guerrero. And a corner results. So the Jamaicans taking their time to get across for this corner. And Lawrence Silva will do the honors. Stockily built player. The Vuvuzelas are going. Jamaicans calling for a goal. Shaw. Played back from whence it came. And now Silva. Good interception there from Superville. She's sweating buckets. Working overtime is Superville. The Trinidad and Tobago fighting for the cause on Independence Day. Silva tries again. Usher retrieves. But it is Silva who gets the ball wide. And played in. Just missing there was Brown. Maybe arriving a step or two late. So Silva got that in quite nicely. And it would have been difficult for Brown to tap in from there because the ball was going away from her and the goal. Belgrade losing out to Brown. Shaw with a wonderful goal that basically wraps up this game for Jamaica. Now she's on 6 goals, the same as Kayla Taylor on the opposite side of the field. And the talismanic Jamaican striker bails them out big time with a double strike. The go-ahead goal and the one that puts protection around that 2-1 lead. Jamaica now leads by 3 goals to 1. The goal coming in minute number 89. And it's Khadija Shaw with her 6th of the campaign. Jamaica leading and en route to victory and qualification to the Concacaf final. It was started by Brown, and Shaw with a torrid left footer beating Forbes at her near post, and she wheels away in celebration, and the crowd celebrates with her. Jamaica leading this contest by 3 goals to 1. We're in the 90th minute, and we should have, at the very least, 5 minutes of added time. But what a turnaround from the Jamaicans, and 5 minutes of time will be added time will be played. What a turnaround by the Jamaicans from 1-0 down on minute 14 to 3-1 up with 5 minutes to go in this contest. So the Trinidad and Tobago team has lost the plot. They were comfortably running the show up to the end of the first half and for much of the second half. But when Giselle Washington brought the Jamaicans level, and as we'd say in local parlance, all hell broke loose. Free kick here by Cato. Goal here would do wonders for Trinidad and Tobago. They're not going to deliver a victory on Independence Night. Just imagine how many people are at home on this, the public holiday, looking out for their ladies to bring them joy. But all they have to do on Sunday is to avoid defeat against Bermuda, and they'd be okay. There's the Jamaican again. Brown through, rounding the goalkeeper. The open goal is gaping, and Brown puts the icing on the cake on 90 plus 2 minutes. The second half substitute has added to 2 goals from Shaw and 1 from Washington, and Jamaica are running away with this one. They've turned this around dramatically, extraordinary, and they've beaten the Trinidad and Tobago team soundly here tonight. A team that looked in the first half as if they were going to lower the colors of the Jamaicans. It was not to be. The turnaround was swift. It was dramatic. It was deadly. This little number 10 can't be more than about 92 pounds. Put a heavy foot into that one, and Jamaica has run away with this game. They've qualified for the Concacaf Gold Cup, well, the Concacaf final round qualifiers. I'm not sure if this is a Gold Cup qualifier, but this is definitely a Concacaf qualifier, final round qualifier in the USA, October 4 to 17. And the Jamaicans have booked their ticket with 3 straight victories in this qualifying campaign. They're looking for more. There's Judy Brown. Shaw, she's on a hat-trick. Now the Trinidad and Tobago players must be stunned into silence. And you've got to take everything into consideration, because football is a mind game as much as it is physical. But Trinidad and Tobago lost 2 of their more influential players. Not just, they didn't just lose them, but they came off with the fans worried and wondering what will become of them, especially Cunningham, who was placed in a neck brace. Her neck was placed in a brace, and she was taken off on a stretcher. The same for the captain, who they lost early in the first half. And you just wonder how much did that, if it did, play on their minds or affected their spirits? But the Jamaicans, in the flow of the game, would care zero about that, care zero about the effect, not the players. I'm sure they are worried about the players as well, because they're all sports people, and it could happen to them as well. But in terms of the effect that it had on the Trinidad and Tobago team, the Jamaicans would have to put that on one side. And they are running away with this game. They're leading by 4-1, and they will win this game quite convincingly in the end. It wasn't always like that, and now they're putting on the style. Khadija Shaw flicking the ball over the head of Forbes. Sweatman to Silva. We're seconds away from the final whistle. And Brown with another opportunity. Good save there by Forbes. Very good save, actually. Have a look at this. And it was King, her touch, that took it behind for a corner. This should be the last play of the game. And this should be the play that confirms Jamaica's place in the final round qualifiers. And more importantly, opening the gap at the top of the table in this competition by 3 points over Trinidad and Tobago and Cuba. So a workman-like performance from the Jamaicans tonight. They turned it around brilliantly in the second half. And that lady, Khadija Shaw, with a brace, being congratulated by both Cardinal and Francois. Good sportsmanship. At the end of the day, it's a game. Yes, the stakes are high. And both sets of spectators, mainly because of the rivalry between the two countries, would want to win. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This is what sport is about. Battle hard, battle for the points, but at the end of it, get back to being friends and being football players in this case. Good victory by Jamaica. Good sportsmanship. So Trinidad and Tobago, they took the lead on 14 minutes, and it came from their talismanic striker, Kayla Taylor, who's 6th of the campaign, put them in the lead, and they held that until the break. Then in the second half, the Jamaicans dramatically turned it around, and it started with Giselle Washington, the substitute, and then back-to-back goals from Khadija Shaw, her 5th and 6th, put Jamaica up 3-1, and then Judy Brown, another substitute, put her name on the score sheet with the 4th, and Jamaica, in the end, convincing winners of this game. They go top, and they've qualified. So that pretty much does it from the National Stadium here in Kingston, Jamaica. Earlier, Bermuda slammed Antigua and Barbuda by 5-0 to keep themselves in with a chance. They play Trinidad and Tobago. They must beat Trinidad and Tobago, and then hope that Jamaica beats Cuba, and then we'll end up with a 3-way tie with 6 points, and goal difference will then be the deciding factor. But that's just the possibilities I'm putting forward. What will happen on Sunday, we don't know. You just have to join us then. Until then,